Okay, so today we're going to see how to top up the pressure, the water pressure on your Vaillant ecotec Plus. We know it's a plus rather than a pro because it's got a opening door. So what we shall do is we're going to go through how to top it up and why it might have lost pressure. So first thing we're going to do is have a little look, and your screen may well display something like this. To see that screen more clearly, press any one of these 4 buttons. Nothing will happen if you press them once. It will just light the screen up. So we go like that. And it's showing us that we've got 0.4 of a bar of pressure, so that's too low. So to top it up, just underneath, there's 2 valves. There's one there and it says closed, and there's one there and it says closed. So while you can see the closed words, it means they're closed. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn one on. Doesn't matter which one, but we'll choose that one. And then we're going to put our hand on the other one. And whilst we keep our hand on it, so we haven't got to find it without looking, we're going to look at the screen. And we're going to turn that valve just a little bit, and you'll hear the water going in. And then we're going to look at the pressure, and it will gradually start going up. So we're on 0.5. And if you hear the boiler sort of come into life, it means that the pump has come on in the boiler. So it actually now we've lost the pressure or lost the reading for the pressure. So I've turned that valve back to closed because we don't want to do it blind. We need to know what pressure is going in. So we press this top button and then press it again and then press it again. So we put our hand back on that valve, carry on topping back up. If you can hear the pump running, so in other words you can hear the boiler making noises, then we're going to top that up to about 1.5. There we go. So now we turn that back to the closed position, and then we close this one back to the closed position. That's it, that's your boiler topped up. Okay, so why did it lose pressure? Right, so it can lose pressure quite often just through leakage. When I say leakage, that could be quite a small leak. It could just be a tiny little weep on a radiator valve, so small that it evaporates before you've even noticed it. If it's just a top up once in a year, that's absolutely fine, that's completely normal. I'd suggest that if you find that you're topping up every few days or every few weeks, then there's an issue, and in which case there's time to call out your heating engineer to have a little look. But if it's just a one-off, once every 6, 8, 10 months, something like that, that's absolutely fine. But usually when you have your boiler serviced and your installer or your service engineer tops it all up, he should have noticed if there was any sort of continual multiple faults, because on the display we can actually interrogate it and find out what faults have occurred over the year. So but yeah, so if it's a regular thing, call your guy out or girl, but if it's a one-off, then that's absolutely fine. So going back to the display, normally it would be like that, apart from it would be grey, and like I say, to make it go blue, press any of those, and then once you're there, if you press this top one, the first one allows us to change the temperature of the water going to your radiators. Press it again and it goes to tell us what the pressure is in the system, and we can keep pressing that. You're not going to make any difference, it just goes round in a circle between those two. You can walk away and leave it and it will just go back to its normal display after about 10 minutes, but if you want to go back, then you can go back, and that is it. It's so simple. I hope that we might do another one on a Vaillant Pro, which has got a slightly different filling system.